The Senate Judiciary Committee has sent the nomination of President Trump's Supreme Court pick to the full Senate. That sets up what is shaping up as at least a week of debate, conflict, and possibly an unprecedented change in the way the Senate does business. Chief Congressional Correspondent Mike Emanuel is on Capitol Hill tonight. Good evening, Mike.
James, good evening. No sign of a deal to avert a partisan filibuster, and Senate Republicans are determined to fill the Scalia vacancy.
Kennedy.
As expected, the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch was approved by the Senate Judiciary Committee 11-9 along party lines. The Judiciary Chairman, Republican Chuck Grassley, said Gorsuch deserves confirmation.
He's a picture of the kind of justice we should have on the Supreme Court.
The panel's top Democrat rejected that pitch.
Unfortunately, based on Judge Gorsuch's record at the Department of Justice, his tenure on the bench, his appearance before the Senate, and his written questions for the record, I cannot support this nomination.
Democrats expressed their anger over the treatment Judge Merrick Garland received, who was nominated but never considered last year.
My conscience will not allow me to ratify the majority leader's actions. Not last year, not this year. I will not, I cannot support advancing this nomination.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham said it was wrong to take it out on Judge Gorsuch.
It says more about the Senate than it does Judge Gorsuch.
After Feinstein, Leahy, and Virginia Senator Mark Warner said they were voting no today, Delaware Senator Chris Coons became the 41st Democrat, enough to sustain a filibuster.
I will be voting against cloture unless we are able, as a body, to finally sit down and find a way to avoid the nuclear option.
There was a clash when Texas Senator Ted Cruz suggested this is pure politics.
It is the action of a handful of left-wing billionaires spending money to organize activists on the ground that are in effect holding Democratic senators hostage.
The Democrats are afraid of being primaried. Please.
Democrats warned Republicans will pay.
This has been building up for years. All I can say is what goes around comes around.
Top Republicans say they were forced into this position, making the case Democrats would not have accepted any judge picked by President Trump. And Utah Senator Orrin Hatch blasted Democrats.
It's pathetic that they're so stupid that they pick somebody of his quality and ability. We have no alternative other than to do what has to be done here.
One conservative tried to reassure the American people.
Today is a good day for America. Baseball is back, and Judge Gorsuch is one step closer to taking his seat on the Supreme Court.
There is very little goodwill between the two parties in the Senate these days, but several lawmakers have thrown out the idea of perhaps a deal facing the threat of the nuclear option. James?
And Mike, on a separate issue, after the president's preferred bill for the repeal and replacement of Obamacare collapsed last month, we had heard that that effort was essentially dead on the operating room table. Now we hear it might have a pulse after all. What can you tell us?
That's right. And some sources here on Capitol Hill are cautiously optimistic. It's clear there have been back-channel conversations between the White House, conservatives in the Freedom Caucus, and some House leadership types. One idea being thrown out there is allowing governors to opt out of some of the Obamacare regulations to see if that may bring some of the conservatives on board. I'm told that the golf outing between President Trump and Senator Rand Paul may have helped. But bottom line, some of those who are very close to the crafting this bill are taking a cautious approach, essentially telling us, let us know when the Freedom Caucus guys sign up. James?
As you know, Mike, a lot of important business takes place over golf. Mike Emanuel on Capitol Hill. Thank you.
Thank you.